and welcome to week 2 of the Belong Arena Clash Summer Season 2018. I'm Ella Sillywood, and each week I'm going to be bringing you all the biggest and best moments that happened in Arena Clash, a grassroots esports tournament that's hosted at Belong Arenas up and down the UK. But I'm not doing it by myself. This week I am joined by 2 brilliant guests. So first up, we've got someone who might be a bit of a familiar face if you have watched our Tekken coverage. It is Eternal Dragon. And we are also bringing you our Overwatch caster, Blank. He's brand new this season. I'm very excited to have you here. So tell me a little bit about how you found it so far, because you, brand new, so how has it been?
You know what, coming into this, it was pretty amazing. First day I actually got here, I think the first thing I did was just take a quick selfie, because the production studio is amazing, guys. I mean, I'd love, if you can see the whole place, you'd be pretty amazed. But first week, pretty damn good. It's an enjoyable scenery like around here, and I just really enjoyed it so far. Everyone's so friendly.
And obviously, Eternal Dragon, you are a familiar face. As I said, you've been here since winter last year. So how's it evolved?
Well, we could see, compared to the previous seasons where players missed out for reasons I'm not going to join in, they're like, oh, wow, I need to get involved in that, because they've seen the scale of it. They've seen that they can meet new people, make friends, and because it is grassroots esports, it kind of gives them that first taste of their, if they're going to be pro. So we've seen a lot of people that either had no interest or disregard it actually join up, and people are asking, when is there a Belong in my area? They're actually asking and messaging me, when are they going to build one in my town or my city? So it's been great to see the evolution of it, and I'm excited to see what this next season holds.
Well, I have to say, I'm excited to see what we've got today, because we've got some really fantastic games coming up for you guys. So here's a little sneak peek of what you can expect from the rest of the show. Well, we're going to kick things off with Tekken 7, not just because we've got the expert here to talk about it, but since we have got you, tell us how you found it so far. Who's impressed you?
Well, definitely off the bat, I would say Bradford have stormed this season. Previous season they were kind of like an unknown entity. They never really had a name. But the first 2 weeks of them being live, they've really shown that we are not a team to take lightly. And previous London was the one that was dominating, and York was the names there. But Bradford have just straight up inserted themselves as, we are a team, a force to be reckoned with.
So one of the things I want to ask is, when you have got a team like that, that are kind of blowing people away, doing really well, how do you feel when you're a kind of a weaker team that comes up against them? Do they have a chance?
It's difficult, because in Tekken, if there's a certain skill gap, it can be difficult to overcome that. However, styles makes the fight. So yeah, you might technically be at a lower skill advantage, but when it comes to the pressure of a tournament, it can make you do things that you don't usually do. It can throw you off your game. That's why the team aspect kind of can ground some people and help them out, but also the nerves of playing in a tournament can work a disadvantage.
Well, let's check out some of the best moments from this week. We had some really fantastic matches. So we're going to kick things off with the Rams v the Guardians, and then we're going to follow it up with the Invincibles v the Vikings. And obviously it was casted by none other than Eternal Dragon, joined by Abominable.
Hello and welcome to this Summer 18 Arena Clash. It's Monday night and we have Tekken. My name's Abominable.
And I'm Eternal Dragon.
And we are here to have some fights now.
There you go. Wiki,
yep.
He's probably going to do that now.
He's timed it perfectly. Yeah. He went for it before, but he just was a little bit late. Wiki, it feels to me like Wiki's just gone, look, I can't mess around. I need to go in. I need to get my hits in, because when I let you flow, I lose.
Yep. Oh, wow. Just hammers him down to the ground. Is it coming? Duck it, please. Oh, he ducked it, mate. It's my shit.
Oh, went for the command throw, tried to punish it. Good effort. Oh, he needs a real massive comeback now. Oh, this is a good start.
Axis.
Is he going to run in or is he going to wait and see if he can punish him?
He's going to
He
run a
needs
punch.
to
Run a
duck-
punch.
he needs to duck the punch.
He's going to do it.
Don't try and jump over the punch. It's a big read when you go for that shoulder barge. It's a power crush, which means that you read that your opponent's going to press buttons. Didn't pay off then. And it's looking very close to the round being complete. Guki Akuma so close to taking it, and there we have it with a perfect. Look at Wiki backing off.
Now you see they're
Yeah.
both sweating now. Hearts beating fast. Oh, nice trade. Napoleon is lucky that it wasn't a full combo.
Oh, backlash into backlash again. This is the plan B for most Swarang players. Just do backlash over and over again if the other guy's coming in. Oh, floats him. Could have finished him.
Right,
Oh,
patient.
again he blinked.
Yeah.
He blinked. Oh, Napoleon.
Tried to spike him high, just a bit short there.
And this pressure's unbelievable. I think he's got him angry. Nice counter hit, catch. Got the wall now. Use it as pressure. Oh, look at the repeated hop kicks from Risky Luck. And again, needs to punish that with back 1-2 from King. Doesn't get to. We may see the end of the game now. Yeah, he's going to get
Sliver
one
of
mix up.
life.
He's got gunk hand and he uses it. Oh, that was just Risky Luck once again. Oh, very nice.
Nice, I like that. That's what you delay the strings, delay the hits, but don't do nothing. Because sometimes Mr. Napoleon hasn't pressed anything after those mix-up opportunities.
Look at him going
Yeah.
in. Doesn't have that much room to move. Goes to
Uh-huh.
blockable again.
I like the option, but just a bit short.
Combo video.
Now we have to take notice. He's got an EX bar. He can
This
cancel
might be
again.
it. It nearly was it, you know.
Oh, just chops him on his head.
He's doing it again. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Every time he sidesteps, he says, I'm going to go there with you.
What's the mix-up now? Goes down for one. Backing off a bit too much now. Wiki's pushing it back to the center of the stage.
Oh, whiff back 3. Could have got launched for that.
There we go. He's done them with, and he got it. I like the option. He done the flip over. He done the low that time.
Oh, went for the stomper Rooney.
Oh,
catches
back
him.
turn hop kick.
No, Suntan Superman, no.
Oh, back turn hop kick.
The guys have played their hearts out. They've played brilliantly.
Yeah.
As we said, being a grassroots esports competition, we're going to let the guys play out the rest of their round robin because that experience is so important.
It's all beneficial. This won't just pay off in this season. For future seasons as well, we'll see the region kind of get stronger and take note. What we have today is the York Vikings versus the Preston Invincibles. York are familiar on this Arena Clash circuit. They've made it to the final in the last 2 seasons, and they're going to try and make it to the final a 3rd time. But their first match today, Preston Invincibles. Doesn't get the follow-up there. Oh, just gets juggled there.
Nice. Needs to apply a little bit more pressure. Oh, there we go.
Tried to sight him out there, but just got slapped in the back of the head. Side of the head, sorry.
Hop knee. He's got a good giant swing
Wow,
on him.
will
This
this
is going to
kill
take
him?
a chunk. Could kill.
Oh
It does.
my god.
Sonic Fang. Sonic Fang again. Sonic
Wow,
Fang 3
3,
times.
4.
Went
Oh,
for the 5th.
5
6.
times.
7 Sonic Fangs.
Was that 6 or 7?
Tech support partying in his 2nd game for his team.
Oh, nice dive kick there.
Very nice.
Oh, this is so difficult to fight against when you have Elijah just constantly dive kicking. You have to be patient and you have to resist the urge to duck.
That
the
back
wrong
3
time.
could have been converted into a juggle.
Get out mid kick there. Looper just doing too much when Texas was on the floor. Probably should have backed off and just waited until he got up or tried to employ some sort of Okizemi sit up there. So tech support showing.
Oh, look at that.
I like the fact that Pancake didn't even move, didn't even dash, didn't even backdash, just stood there completely. Just loads of chipping lows now.
He got hit by it so
Yeah.
many times though.
Oh, nice parry in between the string there. This does it again. 3-0 Pancake.
You know, if your fireball gets hit, it's not going to hurt you. Nice low.
Doesn't punish that flip kick though. There's a lot of damage on the table that could be taken.
And look at this, a bit more tentative from both players. Tech support having to fight his way out. Spent his bars, I think, a little bit needlessly.
Oh, caught out of the air. Gets with a actually a screw attack there.
Tech support might use his rage art now.
Oh,
Ooh, are we
wow.
going to see this into a rage art? No.
Doesn't opt for it just for the damage. Goes to unblockable. What this
will
get?
happen? What's going to happen?
What?
Yeah. Sunny Boy running out of answers.
Just going for the lows. I want to see a low parry or a hop kick. We tried it there.
Ooh, bigger combo now.
Wall throw. Oh no, goes
Went
for
for
the
the ground
one.
throw. Finish with the gut punch. Yes, we do. And
What?
oh my, unbelievable! That is crazy. You realise what you have to do to get out of that. That gut punch into throw is completely guaranteed unless you tap forward to get out of it. He did it, and is it going to trade? No!
Oh my god.
Looper.
Lucky.
Very nice Sonic Fang.
I could just see some
1+2 clap.
evil laugh in the background.
Back three. Very, very
Again.
nice. Gets punished that time. Very quick. Good. Oh, nice. 1+2 clap.
I'd like to see some lows from Quinny, doing a lot of highs and mids.
And look at the patience from Pancake. Quinny has thrown out so many moves. Pancake's just holding back and just waiting for his moment. Again,
Punishment,
Sonic
yeah.
Fang, Sonic Fang.
Even hit on the ground as well.
He did. It's such a good move. Look at that. He's got his back to the wall, but still just spacing and waiting.
There we go.
No,
What the hell was
unlucky.
that?
3D games, folks. These things happen. And then in we go with another Sonic Fang. Let's see if they ride as far as the finals. It'll be interesting to see if they do or don't make the finals for this final time.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this.
So we're 2 weeks in and the tables are starting to shape up. So let's take a look at the current standings. In Group 1, the Rams are sitting very comfortably at the top of the table. Their 2 wins have netted them 6 points, and their closest contenders are the Steelers with 3. Of course, after their disqualification, Lionhearts are sitting at the bottom of the table with 0 points. Group 2 has an equally decisive leader. The Swarm are at the top of this table with 6 points, followed by the Vikings with 3. And the Invincibles are not living up to their name. They've lost 2 games and are sat at the bottom with 0. And finally, Group 3. No real clear leaders here. We've got the Harriers and the Claymores sharing the top spot, and the Kestrels and the Pirates sharing the bottom. Now, before we move on to Call of Duty, let's check out some of the arena tweets we've had over the last week. I have to say, a lot of them are about the exciting new jerseys that all the teams have, and they have been particularly enthusiastic about them. So first up, we've got the Hunters posing away. The Cribs League team also took the opportunity to show off their new colours and their guns before the match against the Kestrels. The Harriers looked deep in thought as they got ready in their new jerseys. And here are a couple of Saints looking anything but angelic. Of course, in the spirit of good sportsmanship, a few GGs got tweeted out this week. The Centurions sent out their respect to the Swarm after a tough Tekken matchup. The Lionhearts gave GGs to the Claymores and the Guardians. And the York Vikings sent out GGs to the Bristol Cribs. A couple of special shout-outs over at the Smuggler's Den. Yamanaka's Poison was ordained as an official coach with this lovely, shiny Overwatch manager plaque. Just look how happy he is. And finally, over at Cardiff, Stacey from their Overwatch Challengers team celebrated her 18th birthday in style by playing for her team. So happy birthday from all of us here, Stacey. Well, here we are in week 2 of Call of Duty. Now, I know you guys are not Call of Duty casters, but I've got questions for you anyway. In particular, I want to talk about the fact that Call of Duty is a game that releases multiple titles, right? But you, for example, are an Overwatch caster. So that is something where we just see the core game updated. So how do you think that makes a difference in terms of esports competitions?
So coming into different games, in particular, you have Call of Duty 1 through to Call of Duty 1 million. These games are good, right? But they don't change their core gameplay. I mean, guns change, etc., and you have to adapt to that. But the core gameplay stays relatively the same. Whereas in Overwatch, you have a patch maybe once every month, a couple of weeks or so, just to try and make things a little bit easier. And the way they introduce heroes as well as this means for a positive change in the right way, because you kind of work around it. But I think having different titles where they progress through, it gives a lot more time for these teams and their longevity, whereas you see Overwatch teams come and go as they please, but you'll see COD teams that have been around since like 1997 and they're still going now and going strong. And I think in a way that really helps esports as a whole.
And so obviously, Eternal Dragon, you are kind of on the opposite side of this because you are a Tekken player, and obviously that is something that we see different titles come out for. So do you think that that's true, that we see kind of more longevity in games where there are different titles rather than just updates?
Yeah, so regards to fighting games in Tekken has a lot of legacy skill, and even though a new Tekken released, whether it was Tekken Tag to Tekken 7, a lot of your skills carry over each title, so all the work you've put in previously still is there. So for newer players, it sometimes is disheartening for them because they see, oh, it's such a big gap to catch up. But then again, it's like with any sport or any game, if you've been playing it for 20 years, it's only by right that you are going to have that skill, as opposed to some other fighting games kind of reset it with sometimes huge balance changes, or just from different games, you have to relearn it and it switches it up. So I prefer, as you said with the Overwatch one, where things are inserted and it changes up slightly and it adds a fresh element to it, as opposed to, okay, all your previous strategies, forget that, and now learn something completely different. So different games, but you can still rely on, okay, there's a new update, we can still work with it, and it changes it slightly, but the core gameplay still remains. And regards to Call of Duty, it's good to see that even with titles being futuristic World War II, that the same teams can still play and play together, and it still works. So I prefer that style than change that too much.
All right, well, let's check out some of those teams in question. We've got some great games. So first up, we are checking out the MK Enigmas, who took on the Invincibles. And then we've also got the Rams v the Claymores for you. And all those games are brought to you by our casters, Stealth and Infinity.
It's gonna be a great day of Call of Duty.
It absolutely is, and it's going to be two mammoth matches for you today. We've got the MK Enigmas taking on the Preston Invincibles to kick the day off, and then after that, we've got the Clyde Claymores and the Bradford Rams. Now, both are going to be very exciting matches. You can see that the Preston Invincibles have got the spawns already locked down for the next hill, but it's not looking good as Shadowrunners picks up one and now decides to get some time on the clock for the MK Enigmas. You can just see that the MK Enigmas aren't pushing for spawns, they're just looking to push the front of the hill. Shadowrunners does pick up two, which is quite fortunate for them, as they're now able to stretch that lead even further. There's the throwing knife once again coming in from, I think that's Coburn this time around. This is already game over. 102 to 28. This is an absolute demolishing right now. It is contested inside of Bear Hardpoint. In come the shots from Coburn. He's able to pick up even more points. Nice and easy. Look, he's playing the objective at the end of the day. He's got 2 minutes, 15 seconds inside of Hill, and we've only just begun the second rotation. This is ludicrous. Oh, there's a throwing knife.
Nice.
He's only gone and hit it. Did he get two?
He got two.
No, he didn't. No, that's another kill. Coburn picked up one there.
They can end it on this hill, the Preston Invincibles, and they will look to do so here. Here comes another streak from Millsy here, it would seem, and he's not going to get anything of that, unfortunately. There's two players. It's going to be Speckless pushing him.
The Preston Invincibles putting on an absolute clinic. I mean, really, it was that man Coburn who was going off. He had 33 and 12 in the end. He was at 20 and 3, I believe, at one point.
Yeah, he started off, I think, what was it, 17 and 1? I think he went on an absolute tear. I think it was a 10 streak off the rip. Yeah. You just couldn't allow that. And that gave what? Like, I think that gave Preston about 60 points in the lead almost immediately. And as soon as you get those streaks as well, I think you got a second set of streaks straight afterwards. You just can't really let that happen. And I think the KDs really say, oh, you have two players there getting 10 kills each alongside almost 30 deaths. It just isn't going to work out in your favour if you're not getting the kills. And again, I think you really do have to encapsulate it down to just you're not winning the gunfights. you're not going to win the game, and that is unfortunately how it went. Just like that, there's 2 players down right now for the Preston Invincibles. Can they bring it back to a 2 versus 2? And just like that, they're going to be able to do so. In fact, it's only going to be Ducky able to do so there with another 2-piece, leading his 6th streak now. Can he win this one-on-one? Shadowrunner's going to go all the way round the back right now. He's going for the right route. It's just whether or not that Millsy will turn around for the kill. Surely will not here. Shadowrunner's just going to run straight past, though. Isn't even going to check it. And now Millsy has surely seen him now. And neither players have seen each other. How is this possible? They're right next to each other. Shadowrunners is on the defuse. Millsy needs to check this bomb site right now. He's not going to do it. Ninja defuse is exactly what won the Preston Invincibles the last game, and it is going to be what wins the MK Enigmas their first round in this one.
It is down to Speckless, left in a 1 versus 3. He has spotted one surely, but it doesn't matter because one's behind him. And that is 6-2. And we have the Preston Invincibles, who are not so invincible, taking the series and winning all 3 points.
Got an interesting matchup coming tonight. Of course, what we saw earlier on was pretty much destruction. Hopefully we see a much closer matchup in this one. Of course, these teams have the backgrounds to prove that that might be the case already. Both these teams currently struggling in their respective groups right now. Both of them have not won a match as yet. Both 0-1, Chris. So desperate for the win. But one of these teams is going to come off a lot worse at this match. Yeah, and look straight off the start here. Look exactly what the Clyde Claymores are doing. They're making sure all their cuts are covered. They're making sure everything that should be watched is being watched, and just like that, the kills are going to be won in the right areas as well. One player left up is going to be Nameless King. He's going to be causing all sorts of problems for the Clyde Claymores, but regardless, they're still going to win it.
Full control from the Clyde Claymores. They are not letting up. They want this over and done with. Big shots coming in once again. Liam able to pick up one, but he's still trying to lock down the spawns for his opposition. But really, he's going to want a look to rotate round. 15 seconds remain. You can see already that the Claymores are going to get set up. Clyde Claymores putting in a complete show for you guys at home.
Yeah, and Bradford Rams there, you know, they just get a 3-piece going their way. It was going to be Sherlock winning that one, but just like that, it's going to be a full clearance for the Clyde Claymores. They're about to break that 150-point mark going into the second rotation. Is going to manage to save the Bradford Rams in that situation. At least that last few bits of scrap time are going to go their way. However, they do not have the spawns for next. The Nameless King is going to be sitting there getting a kill, going to turn around to try and get a kill on the last hill instead of running towards the next. He should probably realise that the Clyde Claymores are about to win it off this next hill. That last streak, that should do it. No Bradford Rams players are going to be there. That is going to be GG in map number 1. And that is, again, a complete domination from them. More of the same. We expected it, you know. Fair enough, not as dominant performance, but I felt their control was just as much the same. I didn't feel at all in that map whatsoever that the Bradford Rams would come back into it.
Nope. Not a single second, if I'm honest, and it all came down to the rotations and the way that they had each other's cut. And it was all down to, like, just hill number 1. I mean, the way that you pointed out, they were just, the way they were set up, they were able to watch each other's back and just cover every sort of angle so that as soon as the Bradford Rams were coming through, the Clyde Claymores were aware of it, were able to pick up the kill because they have the superior gun skill, and then were able to just hold it down beautifully.
Sherlock is going to fall now all on Nameless King in the 1 versus 3. This looks to be a round for the Clyde Claymores. We're going to see GGosis there actually time out for the Clyde Claymores, so they are going to be in a 3 versus 4. We're not sure whether we're going to see a restart here, but they are going to win the round regardless.
Tiger's able to pick up one from mid-map. That gives them a bit more control, but the bomb site is on B. Smiler pushing his way up. Gezzy's able to pick up 1, 3v2. Make that a 2v2. 2v1.
No.
Oh,
no
please,
way.
come
Please
on.
don't. Don't. No.
I'm pretty sure Smiler's just spotted him. I'm going to call out to his teammate and just say, right, let's just push in as a unit. Just train out the kill if you manage to go for it. He's going to challenge him now. Goes for the kill. Gets it nice and easy. Goes for the defuse as well with plenty of time spare. He's going to go for the smiley face.
Mr. Smiler with a smiley face.
Just 15 seconds played on this round, and already Clyde Claymores pushing their way out straight onto the B-bomb site. You can see that they have full control of the site as well. No one really in close proximity other than Liam. One final player remaining. It's Liam all alone. This will take an absolute miracle to pull off. Especially when he's making a raw noise of that.
A miracle on Dock Street, and it's not going to happen right now. Liam in a 1 versus 3 has the shotgun to boot. Isn't going to do anything. Gezzy actually going to team kill there, and there we go. Just like that, it's going to be the Clyde Claymores taking the search and destroy 6-1. It is what it is. We are going to see, I think, what they got about 78% points in the overall in the hard point between the two maps in that one.
Yes.
78 points compared to the 500 that the Clyde Claymore's got. And of course, in the Search and Destroy, they got 1 round between the two. So it's nothing really. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's been a very bad week if you're a Milton Keynes Enigmas fan, and if you're a Bradford Rams fan. But congratulations to the Clyde Claymores, and of course to the Preston Invincibles, who finally get a point on the board.
All right, let's look at the tables for Call of Duty after Week 2's action. In Group 1, the Vikings have taken a very decisive lead. They have got 6 points after 2 wins, followed up by the Saints and Invincibles on 3, with the Enigmas and the Smugglers struggling on at the bottom of the table. Now, Group 2 looks very different. We have got 4 teams currently all on 3 points. Guardians, Nighthawks, Claymores and Centurions. So this one is really open for anybody, except perhaps the Rams, who are sitting at the bottom with 0 points. And again, Group 3 here is one where there's no real clear lead. Kestrels and Armada are splitting that top spot with Lionhearts and Hunters tailing behind. So earlier on in the show, I read out a couple of tweets, but I saved a few that we want to discuss right now. So first off, here is a photo of the Smugglers Call of Duty team. They didn't have a match this week. Instead, they spent their time swatting up for the next match. And I have to admit, they are taking it pretty seriously. Then have a look at this. Here's a video of the Vikings Overwatch team prepping for their match.
Does start to group together, and you're using Storm as a bit of protection again. And that's really good because it means that what I would say there is he's not here, but Kit actually extended just past the shield and he got hooked over here. Now luckily they didn't manage to take him out, but obviously like if we managed to do that, it might have been a different thing. It might have been a case that they managed to do that, pick the Zarya, and then you're a lot weaker after that. So just obviously.
So as we've seen, despite being a grassroots level tournament, we're still seeing some pro level preparation. Blank, is this something you would have expected?
Yeah, but Belong arenas all over the UK, you can get involved, and it's in a professional setting, right? Like you come down, you have a team together, you get a coach assigned to you as well as. It's not a case of just going to your bedroom, sitting down, getting on a call with your friends, going to a few scrims. Really, we are giving you opportunities to play to this highest level and end up at Insomnia this year on the player stage. Like, that's exciting news, and you know what? All these teams, they're gunning for it.
And so, obviously, we've got some really high-level teams here. We've seen some really impressive performances. Do you think that we've got what it takes to see players progress from this to pro leagues?
I very much believe so. With regards to Tekken, we've seen the pro players who have been on the pro circuit come to Arena Clash. The prestige of playing at Insomnia, as you said, it doesn't compare to, say, being a big prize spots, but seeing you on the stage with a trophy, you can't really compare. It's such a great feeling. And then seeing some of the newer players, I've personally seen from previous seasons that they went to Arena Clash and then now they're going on to the pro circuit and they've got that bug. They're like, I want more of this. I love it. And Tekken being a traditionally 1v1 game with no team, having your first experience with a team adds that community aspect, and then you go out into the bigger scene. I like the fact that Arena Clash is given the opportunity of those players to start out, get their first taste of esports, because they might have watched pro players. Oh, I love to do that. How did you get involved? Well, you can now with Arena Clash. So go to your local one, sign up, and be part of it.
And obviously something that is really unique about Belong Arena Clash is the way we see teams formed, as you mentioned. So obviously, normally people just find teams, from their friends. Maybe they, join a Discord group, find people through that. This time, it's somewhere local. You can go, you can practice, you can meet people. Do you think that there are benefits to that?
Definitely. I mean, you go down to your local Belong arena, you meet some new faces, and you're in person with them, right? So you start to build friendships during this 7-week run up to Insomnia as well as, and even if you don't take the trophy, you've got something equally as important. You've got relationships that last beyond that trophy, guys, and that's part of it. It's grassroots esports. We've said it before, we'll say it again. This is about growing the community from the ground upwards.
Well, believe it or not, we are already halfway through the show. So the next title we've got coming up for you is Overwatch. very helpfully joined by Blank himself to talk about it. So how have you found the season so far? Who stood out for you?
So the season so far has been absolutely amazing. First week, obviously, people are just trying to get into the groove of things, but we're coming to week 2 now. We're starting to see some huge names. So we saw Portsmouth Pirates just absolutely sweep the floor and played extremely well. I mean, Brawlers, they had a little bit to give back, and they showed Portsmouth Pirates what for, but in the end, it was Portsmouth Pirates traveling the high seas with all the treasure of victory that they could want in their booty. So it's all good. It's all good for these guys. But going forward, we're going to see some more names as we come into more of the fixtures. But Portsmouth Pirates, there's the ones to look out for. And Tyneside Guardians look like they had a real improvement streak during that first game with Lionhearts.
And so, obviously, we've got Overwatch League happening at the same time. Are we looking at games that are kind of reflecting the same meta, or have we got our own meta going on here at Arena Clash?
Right, so this is actually something really interesting that we can actually talk about, is that in contenders, at least you have Korea, you got China, Europe, and you got North America, South America, you've got all the regions you ever want. But these teams exclusively scrim against each other. So you have these microcosms that get developed over time. And so China, they love playing Ana at the moment, which you don't often see in the Overwatch League. Korea is very set in their ways of playing Genjis and Tracers. And Europe, when in doubt, just quad tank it out, guys. I mean, that's how it's done over there. And oftentimes it works, which is surprising. But we're seeing our own kind of meta here been developed at Arena Clash. So you're always going to see different types of Overwatch, and that's what's really interesting to me as a color caster who's interested in the finer details in life. But well, at the moment, we're seeing like McCree's and stuff, and that's interesting to see for me, indeed. And I was jumping up and down over on the desk last week, or this Wednesday, just screaming about Padshak, who you'll see shortly, with his triple Deadeye twice.
Yeah, I would say that was one of my favourite moments. Absolutely loved it. So let's check out those games. I feel particularly hyped up for them now. So first up, we're going to be bringing you the Guardians via the Lionhearts, and then we'll be following them up with the Pirates via the Brawlers. And obviously, your caster was none other than Blank himself, joined by John Allen.
Today, we have 2 matchups for you yet again, 4 maps aside for both of these matchups. It's the Tyneside Guardians versus the London Lionhearts up first, as you can see on either side of us. Yeah, no, it's like magic, isn't it? It's great. These things just happen around me. It's lovely. And then we've got the Portsmouth Pirates versus the Bristol Brawlers to follow up after that. The rest of his team starting to spawn up now. You can see the Valkyrie is going to be coming in. TK1 goes down, so they've lost that headshot potential. But there's Apple using that safe Graviton Surge to massive effect. Hanzo raining through with the arrows, making sure that the damage goes in. Transcendence is burnt on the defense. The Mercy trying to keep everyone alive, but there's a brawl going down on the point now. Hanzo still seems to be coming out on top, and finally they're getting the better of them. Finally they're opening up the defense yet again. The push goes through, they're zoned off the cart, and it gets to the 3rd and final point. This Pharah is absolutely devastating. Apple trying his best to hold out, but he's only going to last so long onto the point. He's going to be taken down to the mini diva form, giving Lucio the time he needs to jump back in, trying to get the rest of his team in there as well, and he seems to have given them the opening. The DMEC has gone through, and they haven't even managed to find the final kill, but Loz goes down, Mercy goes down. There's the car wash just raining on down from above. The only person left standing is that Lucio, only going to last so long. A direct hit from that rocket will see them right. 2 minutes 33 seconds, and the Tyneside Guardians brutally open that offense. It's really, really hard to push on forwards.
Yeah, I love this pick from Apple. Understands that his indecision on the Zarya may not be as useful as pulling out the Diva, removes TK1 from the fight, but there's the Dragon Strike, finds free. Mr. Tricks may have removed them from the point here.
Apple going down. The self-destruct sequence needs to find a lot, but Mr. Tricks takes it down before the remake can come through. Overtime ticks away. Spicy Raisu with the Dragon Blade trying to find an opening for that defense. They need to hold here. It's do or die now for the defense. It looks like they're going to be able to, well, not quite able to, but a triple kill. That might be the opening that they need. There was a massive ultimate last game. There's a massive ultimate this round. They're trying to find it. The Diva still in the mech. FRX drops down. He's not going to be able to be taken down by the Earth Shatter, but the Fluffy guy will open it up. Managed to find the enemy Genji. That's a lot of damage potential taken away. Mr. Tricks. Oh, they get knocked off the cart. The overtime ticks away, and the Guardians take it.
Spicy Raisu picking up the slack.
They're managing to find pretty much everything they needed. There's no Transcendence on the defense. There's no enemy support. You can see the Valkyrie being popped. by Loz, just meaning the entire team kept so healthy. They step onto the point. TK1 will get the D-Mech, and they're in the skies. They do have the Car Wash available, trying to break through that shield. Hanzo steps back behind the safety of the Reinhardt shield to finish it off, and that should be the end of that. Junkrat stepping on, but Transcendence will mean that no one's going to step to them. Oh dear. That's one dead Junkrat as the arrow finds the head, but an Earth Shatter comes through for Fluffy Guy. Who's he going to find? Actually manages to jump onto the Mercy, nearly able to open it up, but overtime ticks away, tick, tick, boom. And that's the Tyneside Guardians finding the first map on University. 42%, 43% now on for the Lionhearts as 78 starts to tick up for the Tyneside Guardians.
Catch Z gives FRX the boot, and then Tyneside Guardians gives London Lionhearts the boot out of the point. Now they've regained control, they're 87%, and it just feels to me that London Lionhearts are a little bit more comfortable on Escort and hybrid maps here, playing forward with these crushing rolls. But the moment, it's just Tyneside Guardians, they have a much better idea how to cycle these ultimates. There's the Earth Shatter.
He dropped down the shield just at the wrong time. You could see FRX was positioning for it. They decimate the attack. There's no way they can keep on pushing through. TK Wong trying to hold this high ground. You can see the pharmacy in the skies. Valkyrie has been popped by Cat, but there's only so much they can do. Two players stepping on the cart. Cat finally goes down. Soon to follow will be the rest of the DPS. Overtime ticks away, and the Tyneside Guardians find the second map. They will take Oasis down in a 2-0, bringing them to 2-0 as well.
Tyneside Guardians, they played extremely well today. They tripped up a little bit on their first push. I think it could have been slightly better. 53 seconds, still not bad whatsoever. And now they've come into Oasis and they've really shown us what they can do. They've been honing their blades, really. We see that on a Kof map. If you take it 2-0, that shows some incredible prowess in Overwatch, at least.
Oh dear, okay. Driva just dropping the bomb there. We'll find
Finds
one.
Catch Z anyway.
Find Catch Z. That's massive. They won't be able to build up that Transcendence, and they're going to rally it on through. They push it up, and speaking of rally, they do have it available. They're going to keep it in the back pocket, though, because they've already opened up this point. They're pressuring forwards. 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and the capture's going through. They're going to be able to send it back. Wraith form for TK Wong, trying his best to stay alive, but Hatsu Seno says, no, we're going to shut you out. Zaya jumps forwards as well, and they're just getting one by one taken down. As it will be the Mercy very soon to fall, and they're going to be able to close it out. The point goes through, Loz pops the rally at the end, and they are going to back them off. They're playing through the point, but the Dragon Strike just zoning them towards the back. Looks like they might have a chance, though. The Dragon Strike only finds one. The res comes through on the defense. They're going to continue to push through, but Mr. Trix is in the backline. Hanzo taken very, very low, healed up by Loz, but not for only so long. Earth Shatter not quite available. FRX swings for the stands. Will land himself one TK Wong. Put that in the back pocket. The Earth Shatter available as well. Dismantles them as the Lionhearts get pushed off the point. No, Lucio, you're not getting to the point today. Catch Z goes down, and the Guardians go 3-0 in the series, securing themselves that win.
But now, London Lionhearts, they've built themselves some more ultimates from all that scrapping that went down. There was an Earthshot that came down in there, but it doesn't seem to do much effect.
It was blocked. It was 180 blocked by the enemy Reinhardt, meaning the Fluffy Guy's ultimate was completely negated. But FRX still has his, and he lost the hammer duel, meaning that they will be able to keep on that pressure. London Lionheart starting to move forwards. There's the Graviton Surge. There's 3 people caught up in it. Dragon Strike not even necessary, as they will just swing, and Ice Phoenix to back up with that damage. Obviously, only on relatively low charge. Mercy trying to contest onto the cart and stall it out, but Loz goes down. There's the Rocket Barrage, actually, for TK Wong, just keeping them in their spawn.
Oh, no.
Pops it off. Catronics completely denied. There's the defensive Graviton Surge, but it's not going to matter. Too little, too late. No personal bubble for you. Apple will fall down, and Apple a Day keeps the Doctor away, and it seems like it's not going to keep the London Lionhearts at bay.
So now it's Spicy Rice, so it's up to him. This Dragon Blade has to be crucial in this upcoming fight. He must slice and dice at least 2 members of London Lionhearts to bring this one down to an equal footing. Loz has the Valkyrie, will be using that tempo to give him some slight extra damage on top of those swings. He will need it, especially to remove some of these 200 HP targets with a slice dash combo.
Looking obviously to find Cat as priority. Oh, the Earth Shatter completely cancelled out. He's just whipped it absolutely hugely, but it doesn't matter because the rest of the Lionhearts are on point. They're going to be able to take down Spicy Rice, so he used the Dragon Blade and got shut down immediately. The Diva's demacked. They're pressuring it forwards. Fluffy Guy swings his hammer, and just that's it. That's final bids are in, and it seems like Lionhearts have won it.
Unfortunately, Tyneside Guardians not quite Mystic Meg enough to predict that one coming out. That's unfortunate for these guys, but
Tyneside Guardians still, they take the W. They get the dub here today. 3 wins to 1 loss. It's still a magnificent victory for these guys. They played extremely well up until Numbani. But again, I did think that it would be Lionhearts who would be much better on these hybrid maps like Numbani itself. They've played much more to their strengths when it comes to defending and attacking with slow and precision.
We are going to get underway with the first map between the Portsmouth Pirates and the Bristol Brawlers. It's going to be back on Dorado. And they are going to be starting off with the Portsmouth Pirates on defense and the Bristol Brawlers on attack. They're looking for the back, and they found Andromeda on that Brigitte. Means no pressure forwards. Can't get rid of that Reinhardt shield. Padshak trades it back onto the enemy Brigitte, so both on even ground now. They're starting to get both of those reses, and both the Brigittes come back up. They're back into the fight. Self-destruct sequence is burned. And it looks like the Portsmouth Pirates are starting to turn the tides of this fight. They're putting that pressure back on the defense. Obs, though, will get taken out by that high-charge Zarya, looking to keep that pressure on.
Oh my!
And they get zoned off the payload. Urulu is doing so much work on this McCree. He's rolling left and right. He's getting those headshots, and he's going to keep the pressure up. Padshak takes down the enemy. Mercy means that that massive source of healing's gone. There's the High Noon. Will come out, just zoning everyone off the payload. He's pushing them back. Padshak finds the final kill. That should be enough to see them up. The Reaper using that Wraith form to stay forwards. The Flashbang not quite finding it. There's the Death Blossom, but it gets shut down with the Transcendence, and Urulu with that 6-shot revolver. 6 bullets in the chamber, and only 6 players on the enemy team makes Bristol Brawlers a sad playing squad from Bristol, I guess. That's not going to be a good one from them. But the Portsmouth Pirates roll it up towards the end of Dorado. They take their first map in this best of 4.
So we're coming back into final fight territory, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on to your seats, because Portsmouth Pirates might be able to ping this one back.
A lot of ults building up now for the Bristol Brawlers. They're looking to echo the performance that the Pirates had in that previous push. There's the Valkyrie being popped, and the Rocket Barrage, but it's taken down immediately by Padshak. Flux is able to take down enemy Urulu. Both Pharaohs now out of the skies. Both reses still available. One will go through. Gamer Bump, however, drops the Coalescence down, takes down the enemy Andromeda, and it looks like the Bristol Brawlers have the numbers advantage now. They're keeping that pressure up, but the kill feed is going absolutely crazy. Padshak finds another triple with the Deadeye, and the Pirates hold the point. They take the first one.
McAwitty desperately trying to get away, but Portsmouth Pirates do not allow it. There's no parlay today, so I'm sorry, McAwitty, you're going down.
Well, they're more like guidelines rather than actual rules, so it seems like they're going to completely ignore the pirate code.
They're not going to abide by them, are they?
No. I mean, like, who does? And there we go. Padshak yet again finding the kill onto Rad. Should be
5%.
Should be rezzed up relatively shortly, of course. The Rocket Barrage is
even
available.
make it?
They're not even going to hit the point. Okay, there we go. Portsmouth Pirates, they hold forwards. Not even a fight to win it out, and they will take down Oasis, that second map, bringing them into a 2-0 advantage. It's going to be a Deadeye, and then you're just going to die. Like, it's kind of simple, but it's beautiful to see when the Portsmouth Pirates are able to rotate around like that and make sure that he has that room to do things like that.
Yeah, exactly, and that comes down to this front line. I have 2 thumbs and Obs at the moment. Although they look like they're in a sticky situation, a lot of the pressure was on this tank core at the moment. That's because they work so well synergistically.
4 players standing on that point, make that 6 now as the Portsmouth Pirates have it all to play for. Finally, Rad taken down, has that Rocket Barrage available. It only just came up, and now the Portsmouth Pirates, they need to start to bring it all together. They need to stay on that point and stop this stagger, because this cap needs to go through. They've confirmed that second tick now. They're keeping those kills going. D.Va jumping in, trying to contest on this second point. The Mercy's there, has the orb, try to pop that self-destruct sequence. Will try to find what he can, but it's not going to go through. Andromeda again finds 1, finds 2, and the Portsmouth Pirates are there. The Earth Shatter once again. 4, I have 2 thumbs, and the Portsmouth Pirates, they're so strong at the second point. It's getting stalled out for so long, but finally they take the second point.
The way that this team plays together, it's just marvelous at the moment. Now he will have the Primal Rage, just in case he stalls it out any longer. But Rad, he's trapped. There's the Ice Wall, taking him down 20 seconds. That's going to be down to 11. And there's the try to get the res out. They don't find it.
They don't manage to get it down. Flux goes down. I have 2 thumbs. Beautiful play on this Winston so far. Andromeda backing him up absolutely expertly.
Will he find
this
him?
Brigitte. Oh, the Primal Rage into the skies.
Smacks
Who's going to dominate in the air? It's a Winston. He's angry and he's going to take it out on the Bristol Brawlers. The Portsmouth Pirates pushing them back to spawn, but there's a contest going through. Who's on the point?
No.
There's one player. Oh, it finally gets contested. The Portsmouth Pirates respond just in time. Lucio goes down, and that's going to be another victory on Hanamura. The
Patchak bringing the boxing ring to the sky, and look at him jumping in.
dear.
Finds Flux. Even the spawn, your room cannot keep you safe from this man.
There's a barrier there, but Doomfist knows no barriers, it seems. He knows no boundaries, and it seems like the Bristol Brawlers are just getting completely pressured all the way back. Again, Gamer Bump goes down early in the fight. 4 ultimates stack up. They need to find something big. There's the Graviton Surge. 2 pops. There's the whole hog. Oh, but it's a death destruct sequence, it seems, with the Portsmouth Pirates. They keep it on going.
Now, WWII Padshak remaining in force. This man has found kill after kill and does not let up as he finds Gamer Bump here as well as. And 15 seconds on the clock. Bristol Brawlers have to do something, and they have to do something quick. Now, their win condition at the moment is to get Crayon in the front lines, take out the turret using the Primal Rage, but Flux going down, as well as McAwitty, as Padshak finds the double kill. And there's no one on the point. That's a C9. And that will be it. A 4-0 for Portsmouth Pirates, taking this one over from Bristol Brawlers. They will be going home with nothing today, and Portsmouth Pirates, they take all the treasure.
So let's have a quick look at how the tables stand in Overwatch after week 2. Now, in Group 1, the Guardians are on top of the table. No surprise there. They have done absolutely fantastically. They've got 2 wins and 6 points. Unfortunately, Nighthawks sitting there at the bottom with 0 points. They have got 2 losses. So hopefully we'll be seeing a bit of a better performance from them next week. In Group 2, we've got another standout team. Again, some really incredible wins from the Harriers there, seeing them grab their 6 points to sit at the top of the table. We've also got the Vikings following them up. They've done really, really well. And unfortunately, we've got the Saints and Brawlers at the bottom of the table, both with 0 points. Group 3 is a bit of a different story. We haven't got any standout teams. Enigmas and Smugglers are sharing the top spot with Hunters and Rams sitting just below them. And a similar story in Group 4 with Steelers and Claymores sharing the top spot, and Armada and Invincibles still waiting for their first win. Now, it is time to take a look at some of the deepest, darkest secrets of our players. That's right, it is time for the Players Log.
I have faith in this team. We've got charisma. Well, my mid lane has been letting us down recently. He's been letting the team down a bit. He's been playing Lucian a bit too much. Character, being live on stream is no problem for me, as I have an A-level in drama.
Hi, we're Portsmouth Arena Clash team, Tekken.
Today we're playing York in friendlies.
Yeah, we're hopefully going to smash York today, but we had some bad games earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, so we're gonna try and bring it back. We're just trying to get a good feel of the competition, see how everyone else plays. Bring it sexy back. Yeah.
What does Arena Clash mean to you?
Arena Clash. There's a gun on this end and they're making me do this now.
We're humble. As the best ADC in the town of Nottingham, I have strong confidence, because you see, you've got to give your opponent a free victory to give them some faith. We're polite. Who are we against? Their team. We don't even know their team name. We don't even know their team name. They're not important.
We get sexy while we play. Feels the team around quite a lot. You know, but it helps. It works. So yeah.
We're getting sexy while we play.
yeah. You know, at home generally I like to play my pants. Generally after get out the bath.
Just drip dry play.
Yeah.
Just drip dry and play.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you can only see the top half. You don't know what's going on down here.
Yeah, exactly. Not much. That's right.
Well, like I said, I think it's a good thing because it brings people together and like you get a real sense of community and like it's just a really nice atmosphere all round, and I think we kind of really need more of that in like the gaming community and stuff like that. So it's a nice bunch of people. So like really lovely.
Yeah. pretty much it.
Well, it is hard to believe, but we are already at the final title this week. It is, of course, League of Legends. But don't be too sad. We're going to go out on a high. We've got some really great games to show you this week. So first of all, we're going to kick things off with Nottingham Alt v the Clyde Claymores. And then we're going to be checking out the Steelers, who took on the Harriers. And it is brought to you by John Allen with Doctor.
This week, we've got Nottingham Alt versus the Clyde Claymores, and then the Teesside Steelers versus the Kingston Harriers. Might need to burn the flash here. The pillar goes up, but it's too little too late there for the KL. First blood going over to that top lane, and a flash forwards in the mid lane finds Zed a second. A really good start for Nottingham Alt as they pressure in the bot lane as well. Trundle rolls in, however. They're going to try and get the pillar as well. No flash is really available. Burned for the Sejuani, and Zed roaming down. Trundle's going to be able to finish it off. Lucian with the final blow. And they back them off yet again in another 4v4 fight in that bottom side. But here comes Zed roaming up from the mid lane. They're going to go 2 versus 1. There's the KL ultimate. They burn through it. And now they can turn the tides. They're dropping the ultimate. The proto belt from Kennen just burning straight through Sejuani. They find the second on to KL. And in the bot lane, they find Zarya. But there's the Syndra coming up, countering the roam from the Zed. Trying to find it, but there's not quite enough damage. There's the stun coming out from the Kennen. Zed sticking around. They want to go forwards. He does it. He jumps on in, and that is a bold play from the Nottingham Alt. The ultimate getting dropped. Zed goes in, aggressive 1 versus 3. Kael is so low, but they turn it around. Kael goes down. Zed still alive. The stun should go through from the Alistair, but he shadows away.
A pretty clean game from Nottingham. Nobody can say that this isn't a deserved win, although this win might take a few more seconds as they go for some kills, but Wilku, he's alright, he's going to take the Nexus away. It looked like Clyde were going for so much in the last game. They set up so well for it and then opted to not take it, so we'll have to see if Nottingham are going to do anything with that final counter pick.
Yeah, they're going for the engage. They got the backup of Lee Sin. The exhaust goes down onto the Lucian, but it shouldn't matter too much. The stun goes down, and Draven gets the victimhood of first blood. Should be able to follow this up relatively soon. The brand falls.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty rough spot for the Clyde Claymores bot lane. They have a massive wave pushing up, and well, Wilco is just right there.
Here comes Sejuani coming in from the river. Call of the Forge God activated. Mundo has to pop the ultimate, but is it going to be enough to save his life? We'll run out of the channel. The Cleaver's doing so much damage. He manages to kill Sejuani. He's going to turn it onto the Ornn now. No dash, no ult to disengage. Very little mana. There's no minions to absorb those Cleavers. Has to burn the flash to get away. Mundo in a 2v1 picks up the kill. Going for a dive in the bot lane. Lee Sin jumping forwards. That's the Glacial Fisher they were looking for. Instantly Lee Sin wades in, finds 2, backs on out, and that's clean dive in the bot lane. Over in the top side, however, Mundo's chasing the kill yet again. Ornn just backed away under turret, but again, the Nottingham Ult are just starting to ramp up that pressure. And they might be able to find the counter engage. Mighty Boosh moving forward.
Shockwave up.
That's the Glacial Fisher. There's the Shockwave. Finds Draven and Lee Sin trying to get onto the back line. So much damage, but it's not going to matter. Orianna finds 3 kills. Make that a 4th. They're trying to find that Ornn, trying to give him the Penta. They need to get forwards, find the CC, but I think he's just going to be able to slip away.
Looks like this is about to be a pretty short game, but Brand alive.
They might be able to find it, but Ornn now in a really sticky situation will get taken down. Again, the Orianna finding the kill from what looked like a lot of work from the Lucian from someone else, but who am I to judge? The mid lane are absolutely popping off so far. 7-0-3, a brilliant performance in that first game. The Nexus being taken down, that Lucian damage is there. They will find the second game, and Nottingham Alt dominate this series. Absolutely phenomenal performance from the Alt side. If you had to pick a standout player, who would it be? Who's your MVP?
Well, like I said last game, really, Wilco, just junglers, a 1v9 every time. Obviously, has to be Fallen Rain.
We're now moving on to our second best of 2 series for the Teesside Steelers versus the Kingston Harriers. I'm John Allen, and again, covering the analysis and colour side of the broadcast will be Doctor. A little bit of a whiff one there, but Zyra taken relatively low, forces the flash. The Ignite drop down, and a flash forwards from the Lucian finds first blood. Ezreal is able to get the rebuttal kill, might even be able to turn it onto the Morgana. There's the Arcane Shift for that damage. Oh, the chain's going on. The pool doesn't get out in time, which means that it will go through on the stun. Has to burn the flash, but the pillar's there. LeBlanc has a lot of damage, and the finishing blow will be dealt out by the Trundle. Over in the bot side, they actually get the root onto Morgana. Arcane Shift looks for another... Oh, another Q, but it doesn't quite get enough damage down. Aurelia going in onto the Nard, doesn't have mana enough for a little bit, but it is going to be the ult onto the Trundle. Low mana, no flash, means he is going to be one unhappy lad. Lucian's going to stick around, has a couple of pots to heal him up. There's the Dark Binding, can't move forwards, but the Ignite gets dropped onto the Ezreal. Lucian drops the heal, tries to go toe-to-toe with the Zarya now, but the ultimate's dropped out. And they are just going to zone it away solo on both of these players. The flash available for Ezreal. He lands the Mystic Shot. It will take the kill. Morgana goes down in that top side, and the pressure continues. T-side Steelers starting to ramp up now. Morgana walking forwards, and so is Lucian just getting popped there. And there's the Hemoplague doing so much work. Double kill being picked up. Now it's just the Trundle left alive. Will be claimed, and the triple kill for the Vladimir will mean that that base is completely wide open. 2 inhibs down. They're on the Nexus turrets. This should be game for the T-side Steelers. Again, a very strong showing from one of these teams. They've managed to take the pressure up, and they have given a commanding display here on the Rift in this first game of the best of 2. 23-3, the T-side Steelers take down the Nexus. Well, that does mean that T-side do confirm themselves as maintaining that top spot in their group. Of course, even if they draw, they will still be at the top. Kingston now, they're fighting to stay in it. Of course, one of the other teams can come up and draw them up. If they don't win this next game, they go 0 points. Which, he's going to try and continue with the fight. Gangplank, though, has damage of his own. Obviously has that sheen now. That's a huge amount. He's already used the Counter-Strike, and there's the first blood. Just going to continue to pressure in the bot lane, but he goes aggressive, and there goes the Cannon Barrage. Gangplank just running away from the stun. He's just going to drop down the parlay, and that's an easy kill for Arc. Going even on those score lines. There's the ultimate from the Zyra, just knocking him up. Kaiser to actually get the kill. See, that's how you give a kill over to your marksman.
2 more kills and he's got deaths. That's not right.
No, it's not how it works.
Speaking of more kills and deaths,
doesn't work is when you step up into 4, go down like the jungler you are. Zarya actually managing to take the kill, but here comes Gangplank. He's got another barrel. He's just going to walk forwards, another parlay. Stepping forwards. Are you sure there?
All right, let's see some damage coming out.
There's the barrel.
That's what I wanted to see.
That's exactly what you want to see. There's the OK hand in the center of that rocket, cannon barrage. Swain takes the turret in the bot side as they continue that pressure. That inhib goes down. Gangplank now starting to just open up those guns onto the Nexus turrets. You can see he's just tanking them. He doesn't care. He's moving forwards. That Nexus is laid bare. The T-side Steelers looking to secure that top spot of group number 2. They will take themselves to victory 2-0 in the series. Well, what a game to end on. That was, again, another really quite one-sided game. It was a little bit more one-sided than I think we were expecting from these top 2 teams in the group. They're looking to solidify their position. Obviously, T-side managing to do so, but it also means that Kingston are under threat from the rest of their group mates. Right. That second place spot, as I said before, very, very coveted.
We will have plenty more league action next week, but until then, let's take a quick look at the tables. So in Group 1, Nottingham Ult are taking the top spot. It's a bit of a close race. They have got 4 points and Armada are sitting right behind them at 3. So we'll have to see who comes out on top after next week's matches. But 2 teams that aren't doing quite so well are the Pirates and Claymores. They are both yet to win a match. Now, Group 2 definitely doesn't have quite such a clear leader. The Saints, Steelers and Harriers are all sharing the top spot. Bit of a contested one this week, with the Vikings and Enigmas both yet to win their first matches. Group 3 has much the same story. We've got Lionhearts and Invincibles, both won 1 match to see them share the top spot, followed by Brawlers and Kestrels, who obviously didn't win theirs. And finally, Group 4 sees the Hunters and Smugglers having won 1 match apiece to claim their 3 points, with the Nighthawks and Centurions still waiting to grab a point after losing their very first matches. Well, I have to say, it is nice to have you both on the show. I've had an absolutely fantastic time having you here this week, but sadly, all good things must come to an end, and that is all for us here this week at Belong Arena Clash. Of course, you can find us on all the normal social media channels. We are Belong Arenas, and you can also check us out at belong.gg. And don't forget to watch the matches next week. I'll be very disappointed if you do, particularly since you can find them on Twitch and Facebook. But for now, this was Eternal Dragon and Blank. I am Ella Sillywood, and I will see you next week here for more Belong Arena Clash.